It is unequivocal that human activities are responsible for climate change. That's the finding of a new study by the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It's the most up-to-date assessment of how global warming will change the world in the coming decades. Environmental experts have called it a massive wake-up call to governments to cut emissions. 234 authors from 66 countries have worked on the landmark assessment. The report says global average temperature rise could reach or exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius in the next 20 years. Now, that is 10 years sooner than expected. That temperature rise will breach the ambition of the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement and bring widespread devastation and unprecedented extreme weather. This all comes less than 3 months before the COP26 climate conference in Glasgow in Scotland, vital UN talks that will determine the future course of efforts to tackle climate change. And the UK minister responsible for delivering COP26 has released this statement following the publication of today's report. He says, "Our message to every country, government, business and part of society is simple. The next decade is decisive. Follow the science and embrace your responsibility to keep the goal of 1.5 degrees Celsius alive." Our environment and energy analyst Roger Harabin has more.
Wildfires blazing through Greece and Turkey have horrified people in the region. The panel concludes we'll see a lot more fires as temperatures continue to rise. And rise they will as greenhouse gas emissions keep growing and growing. The increased heat will change weather patterns, bringing more droughts and more rainfall, researchers say. London was shocked to find areas underwater a few weeks ago. Rainfall patterns are hard to predict, but experts say Northern Europe will be wetter overall. At London's Hampstead Ponds, they've already had to raise and reinforce the dams to protect hundreds of homes downstream from the sort of floods expected in extreme rains that are forecast to come. The cost has been huge. We're already paying the price of ignoring scientists' warnings on climate change.
So this report states as an absolute fact that human influence is warming the climate. And that's a very stark reminder that it is our activities which are changing the climate and affecting these extreme weather events. And as the planet continues to warm, these consequences just get worse.
Ice in the Arctic is melting faster than many scientists predicted. That leads to sea level rise, which in turn increases coastal flooding. The seas will keep rising for maybe thousands of years because the ocean deep has absorbed so much heat already. Political attitudes are changing. The UK is getting electric cars. We need clean technology for home heating too.
All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double lines to the apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers, to the brothers and sisters out there. I'm sorry, to the brothers that's pushing the truth in sincerity, Salakia. And Shalom to the hopeful elect out there, and also to the sisters that be watching. And as you get here, they talking about climate change and how humans are the problem. No, it's Esau's the problem. He's the one that's in power. He's the one who crams everybody up in these situations and then cries that, oh, we're overpopulated or the climate's changing and so on and so forth. But it'd be Esau that's doing all this. He sets up everything and he'll cause a problem and then he'll come up with a solution. This is Job 9:24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" And that'd be the main question. Because where and who is he? He ain't gonna place himself on the front line saying that, hey, I'm the one doing all this. He'll make other people seem like they're doing it. Just like he makes you seem like we're the ones that's getting people sick. Knowing for well, it's Esau that gets people sick. Just like he'll claim that, oh, we get all these guns all from different countries and states. No, it be them that be shipping these guns here. So whatever happens it's Esau. He's the one that's harming this earth. How is it our fault that the climate change is getting worse? I mean, sure, you could claim about all the trash that's being polluted in all the earth, especially around the oceans. But guess what? Who did it? Who's the one who turned our people to doing that mess? Putting trash in the oceans and stuff. It's Esau. And of course, he'll turn around and pin it on everybody, just make it seem like it's a problem. So then he'll come with a solution. That's the mindset trickeries that Esau likes to do. And proof of it, this is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." And that's exactly the case. You could say, "I want to go test a nuclear missile," and he'll do it. And he's like, "I'm a quote unquote, I'm gonna aim at the ocean. Whole time it hits another base." But that's because he did it on purpose. Or for the simple fact that when it comes to our people, we'll give them a bunch of guns. They could go ahead and shoot, kill people, have a bunch of crack and all that. So police department, yeah, go ahead and attack those blacks. All right, now the blacks are angry and all that. Set up BLM. Same thing. Or you go into the doctors, the whole doctor medical thing. Well, you got a headache, you go to the doctors for some medicine, they give you a prescription. With that prescription has side effects. Well, you come back to the doctor saying you feeling something else even more. Well, here goes another prescription, and then the cycle keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps giving you prescriptions after prescription after prescription, and then you just feel like everything I take is just terrible. Nothing's helping, or I gotta keep taking this to counteract that. Keep taking this to counteract that. That's the whole game. That's the whole system of it. It's the same way with this climate change. A bunch of people here. We know that this place has a lot of land, so why not bunch up people in one particular spot, have majority of the land to ourselves, make them throw trash and make the water polluted, and blame them or blame humanity for the pollution. Like, this is a shared situation that we wanted to put ourselves into. And then they'll come up with a video saying, "Oh, it's our fault," or saying it's everybody's fault. No, it's Esau's fault. He's the one who's picking the crabs out of the ocean and making profit out of it, when there should be no profit at all, where they should be in the ocean cleaning up that pollution. But no, the crabs here are a delicacy. Shrimp, lobster, all delicacies. And you see, that's where the running gag goes again. So it's always been a problem with that scenario, because Esau's planning is always one step ahead. He's always been one step ahead, 3 steps ahead, even if you want to go that way. You see, the only way to actually track a cunning hunter is with another cunning hunter, because you'll catch on to everything that goes on. We just happen to be cunning hunters on the right hand side. And the Lord gives us the spirit to see through all his madness. So this is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that's entirely true. I mean, he'll make all these, you make us the problem. Like, oh, you have a problem with this? He'll set up the problem too. He'll set up the problem. People, just like with camera thing. Cameras back then wasn't much of a thing. People didn't want cameras because it was a quote unquote a violation of Privacy Act. Well, the more people that was against it, Esau was like, okay, well, here's the deal. People are dying here, and here. We're short on the news. This has become a problem. Well, guess what? We got the cameras down. So now we can see who did it. And then all of a sudden, people just agree with it now. It's the same thing. It's through everything Esau done. And a lot of these people don't catch it until later on. But but still, Esau is always planning, and he's always doing something to make a problem with a solution and make a profit off of it. Esau wouldn't do nothing that wouldn't profit him. Esau is a businessman 24/7 on the left hand side. That's all it is to it. Esau's the one who's causing all these problems, not us. But even if it was us, it's because of Esau. No matter how you look at it. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go into with that. So, this was a little edifying. And with that, shalom.